Now I will explain you about net profit and details credit note. This is credit debit note. Here in credit debit note, you can issue the credit note for the customer. And in reports, you can see the reports of that issued credit note, that for whom you have issued the credit note. Now I will show you how to issue credit note for the customer. Here in issue credit note, you can see the customer cards, or else you can go to the search bar. You can search the customer particularly by transaction type, all, sale, or customer name or phone number. Or else you can set the date, and by refreshing it, you will get the customer cards of that date which you have selected. To issue credit note, you need to click on the issue note here. It will take you to the sales return module where you can add that item for the return in the cart, and here in the edit box you can increase or decrease the quantity of the item, or if you want to increase or decrease the quantity you can click on this edit symbol. You can decrease the quantity of the item, and if you want to save that changes you can click on this green tick mark, and that changes will be saved. In view invoice, if you want to view the invoice of the sale, you can click on view invoice and you will get the invoice of that sale where you can see the details of that sale. If you want to make payment, you can make payment from here. If you want to issue credit note to this customer, you can click on issue credit note here, and it will take you to the credit note column where you can see the date, invoice number, phone number, credit note number, customer name, reason for credit note here. If you want to send SMS, you can enable this send SMS, and that customer will get the SMS of that issued credit note. You can enable print receipt. By enabling print receipt after issuing the credit note, you will get a pop-up by which you can save that credit note invoice into your system. Here you can see the serial number, item name, quantity, and total cost of that items. And when you click on issue credit note, you will get a pop-up here by which you can save the invoice into your system, and you will get a credit note invoice also. You can reprint this invoice also by clicking on reprint, and that credit note will be issued. You can see that credit note in reports here where you can search the customer name, or you can select the date of which date you want to see that credit note issued. You can send this credit note information via email, and or else you can export this information into your system also. View issued, view redeemed. Here you can see the view issued credit notes for the customer, and if the customer has redeemed them, you can see that redeemed credit note in the view redeemed button here. This is the credit note which I have issued it now. The amount is 454. If the customer want to redeem that credit note, then how he will redeem it? For that, you need to go to the sales button here. You need to add items to the cart here, and you need to add that customer for whom you have issued the credit note. And in advance payment button, you will get the redeem credit note option. By clicking on redeem credit note, the issued credit note will be converted into amount, and while you click on checkout, you will get a pop-up like this from where you can save that invoice into your system. And here is the invoice of that sale. In that invoice you can see here by redeem CN credit note. By redeem credit note, the customer has purchased the items from the issued credit note. This is how credit note works of our application.